Frida Kahlo, Biography and Art.
Frida Kahlo was born in a village of Coyoacán on July 16, 1907, daughter of Guillermo Kahlo and Matilde González y Calderón. Since kid, Frida had a weak health. With 6 years old, she had polio, a disease that leads to muscle atrophy and paralysis, leaving Frida with a sequel in the leg. Because of this, she starts wearing pants and later long and colorful skirts, which would be her trademark. Her childhood was in the middle of disputes and gunfire in the Mexican Revolution of 1910. Frida called herself the daughter of the revolution.
When Frida had 18 years, she had a serious bus accident, suffering multiple fractures, making her stay in the hospital for a long time. Because of that, the artist had to through 35 surgeries, and it was in this moment she discovers her love for painting. Unable to get up off the bed and walk, Frida's father, who was a photographer of German origin, adapted an easel in the bed and a mirror on the roof to help her make her art.
In 1926, Frida made her first self-portrait gallery, Self-Portrait in Velvet, dedicated to her ex-fiancé, who lived her after the accident. Few years after the accident, Frida joined the Mexican Communist Party, where she meets Diego Rivera, an important muralist painter. Although the large difference age between them, 20 years, they both fall in love and got married a year later, and moved to the famous Blue House. Frida got pregnant but had a miscarriage due to damage to her uterus by the accident. In the course of her life, she had more two miscarriages.
Frida dreamed of being mother, and for not being able to, she started to express the pain and frustration in the paintings, as in the board Hospital Henry Ford, where she portrays the loss of her son.
Her marriage with Diego had a lot of issues, including fights and betrayals. Because of that, it was a toxic relationship with comings and goings, but they ended together until her death. Because of the problems in her relationship, Frida started to drink alcohol, which left her with a weaker health. She had gangrene and had her leg amputated. In this time, she became very depressed, but still continued to paint.
Frida Kahlo was a painter of Surrealism, one of the strands of Impressionism. The artist painted mostly self-portraits, 55 in all, and became known for portraying subjects that, until then, were not discussed, as femicide, abortions, and childbirth. Frida portrayed her fragility and deceptions in her paintings, besides using strong and striking colors and strokes.
Do you often go to museums and art exhibitions?
Sometimes I like the art very much.
Have you heard about Frida Kahlo painter?
Yes, she was a Mexican communist painter who was not known while painting, only after a long time.
On the 4th July of 1932, Frida suffered an stent abortion in the throat, after the doctor's supervision who recommended long periods of rest on the bed to conclude the gestation process. However, her body didn't resist and she went to hospital in Ford, where an abortion was realized to finish what was started at home. Some days later, in a deep depression feeling, Frida asked to brought to her the fetus to paint it. This solicitation was not attended, so her started this painting, which has the hospital name which she was attended. The painting has as base some illustrations which was given by Diego and the doctors.
The artwork shows Frida's body bleeding in a huge bed. She stills with a swollen womb, and 6 different figures are around her, connected by red wires, which seems an umbilical cord. On right, above bed's headboard, floats a snail, symbol of abortion slowness. There is a male fetus in the middle, the desired son and an orthopedic pink plaster from the pelvic area to the left, which symbolizes the fracture at Frida's spine. Under the left side is machine. In the middle, an orchid which is given by Diego to her. Finally, on right, a iliac bone. Teardrops roll over Frida's eyes. There's a view of Ford Motor Company in the industrial city of Detroit on the horizon, where Rivera was paring a few murals. Frida wrote to Dr. Leo Eloeser, "I had an abortion in a blink of an eye."
Frida dies of pulmonary embolism in Mexico on July 13, 1954, with 47 years old. Frida Kahlo is still alive in the books, movies, and popular imagination. The Blue House, in which she lived much of her life, became a museum in her memory.
Do you think that Frida have any historical importance?
Oh yes, in her works she portrays post-colonialism, class, gender and identity. Today she is well famous to the people who make up the feminist and LGBTQ movement.